ขอต้อนรับทุกท่านนะคะเข้าสู่งาน Microsoft Build AI Day อย่างเป็นทางการค่ะดิฉันลินดาสีเฟื่องฟุ้งจาก Microsoft รับหน้าที่เป็นผู้ดำเนินรายการในวันนี้ค่ะก่อนอื่นเลยนะคะขอให้ทุกท่านลุกขึ้นยืนนะคะและปรบมือนะคะต้อนรับท่านนายกรัฐมนตรีนายเศรษฐาทวีสินและคุณซาเทียนาเดลล่าประธานกรรมการและ CEO ของ Microsoft ค่ะPlease stand to welcome His Excellency Mr. Setha Thavisin, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Thailand, and Mr. Satya Nadella, Chairman and CEO of Microsoft. และนอกจากนี้นะคะขอต้อนรับรัฐมนตรีว่าการกระทรวงดิจิทัลเพื่อเศรษฐกิจและสังคมคุณประเสริฐจันทรวงศ์ทองและประธานผู้แทนหอการค้าไทยหม่อมหลวงชโยธิตกฤษฎากรที่มาร่วมงานกับเราในวันนี้ด้วยค่ะ
How do we empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more?
It starts with one.
From one employee to a team, collaborating with another team.
From one partner to their customers to their customers' customers.
Expanding opportunity.
Earning trust. Protecting fundamental rights.
And advancing sustainability.
For our society.
Our economy, our world.
That's the impact.
That's the impact.
That's the impact each of us can have.
That's our collective opportunity, empowering 8 billion people.
We are in a new era of AI,
where we will be able to build as fast as our imagination,
unlock our creativity,
and innovate responsibly.
As we take on society's biggest challenges.
Together, we can ensure these benefits reach
every country, every industry,
and every individual.
When we empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more,
we empower the world.
Sawadee Krap. It's so wonderful to be back here in Bangkok in Thailand, and it's just such a pleasure to be here. And thank you, Prime Minister, for being here with us. It's such an honor. Thank you. And, you know, today I'm really excited to talk about this new AI wave. As developers, as technologists, we're always excited when there is some new technology and paradigm in the air. I've been at Microsoft now for 32 years. This is the 4th large paradigm shift or platform shift I've seen. I started when we were in the early days of the PC era, and then there was the web internet, and after that, cloud mobile. And this 4th big revolution in terms of technological shift, maybe the biggest of them all. And so it's exciting to talk about it. The core underlying force behind the AI wave are the scaling laws. Just like how Moore's law helped drive the first 3 revolutions, the scaling laws of neural networks and transformer models and other model architectures that are going to come are really what's driving this intelligence revolution. And you have new capabilities. So you have a complete new natural user interface, which is speech, text, and video, both input and output. So it's the most transformative way for us to think about user experience. We have more reasoning capability and planning capability, as well as more memory and context. So these are things that are emerging with every order of magnitude increase in petaflops that we use to train these large models. We have more capability that is powerful, that is being put in our hands. And of course, all this technology at the end of the day is about driving economic growth. To me, the way to measure the success of any technology is the impact that technology has in the broader economy and the broader society. Right here in the region, we think and we expect that this intelligence revolution or the AI revolution can add as much as $1 trillion, even in Thailand, double-digit growth of over $100+ billion can be driven because of the productivity curve that can be bent by AI. And so that's the potential that grounds us at Microsoft on our mission to empower every person and every organization in Thailand to achieve more, right? To me, that is how we want to bring it all into focus by harnessing the power of technology to make a real difference in how people and organizations across the length and breadth of the Thai economy and society can harness it to change the business outcomes, the economic outcomes, the societal outcomes. It's when small businesses become more productive, large multinationals out of this country become more competitive, startups are born, health outcomes, education outcomes are changed. That's really our mission, and that's really what our focus is. And to that end, we are building out a very rich platform. We are a platform company and a partner company, as I always like to say. And in that context, we're building out a very rich platform stack, all the way from infrastructure to data to tooling to the application layer, and also ensuring that this platform is built with these transformational outcomes, outcomes such as how does one or as an organization transform their customer experience, the employee experience. How do you completely change the efficiency of every business process, whether it's supply chain or finance or what have you? And then, of course, bend the innovation curve in every organization. Those are the digital transformation outcomes with the technology stack that we want to relate. Now, the question really then is, how should organizations move forward? Given that richness of possibility, what's the approach that one can take? To me, there are three imperatives for any organization, whether it's in the public sector or in the private sector, whether it's in small business or large business. The first is to be able to adopt the best technology out there and bring it in-house and use it intensely. In fact, there's an economist at Dartmouth that I love to cite, Diego Coman, who did a fantastic longitudinal study during the Industrial Revolution and really tracked how technology diffused across various countries in Europe at that time and which countries got ahead by intensely using technology. And his formula is very simple. It's like, how do you bring technology in? Intensely use it to create more technology. Anyone who does that, whether it's a country, a society, or an organization, gets ahead. And that's the formula here. So the idea is to bring all of the technology that is available already, not reinvent the wheel and use it intensely. And so to us, that's what we are building the Copilot for. When we think about the Copilot ecosystem, it's about bringing that personal assistant that you can use as a consumer, you can use as a commercial organization, and really to drive productivity and outcomes. So we, in fact, launched an ad at the Super Bowl in the United States a few months ago to capture, in a sense, the empowering moment of Copilot. Let me roll the video to give you a flavor for it.
Good morning.
Watch me.
Just watch me now. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. Just watch me now.
I really love that tone that it sets of watch me now, because that's really what we're trying to capture. In the age of AI, it's not about celebrating the technology, but it's about celebrating what we individually can do with the technology in terms of creating magical experiences, being able to make better decisions, being able to act with more precision. So those are the things that I think are going to be the things that we can look forward to. And to us, we're already seeing the productivity advantages for everyday use, whether it is in how anybody does knowledge work, just like how in the past with supply chains we talked about inventory turns. Today in a modern organization, it's about knowledge turns. How quickly can one create knowledge and diffuse knowledge throughout the organization so that you can drive productivity? We are looking and seeing how salespeople can be more efficient. Customer service can be more efficient. Supply chain operations can be more efficient. Coding, that's perhaps the place where we're seeing tremendous changes in terms of how software developers, whether they're low-code, no-code developers or professional software developers, are able to use things like GitHub Copilot and Copilot Studio to become more productive. So these are real-world productivity stats that are here right now, and so it's exciting to sort of see all of that. And right in Thailand, it was exciting for me to even learn about the use cases. In fact, right in the Prime Minister's office, the council and the Office of Council and State is using it to drive productivity and provide legal advice across all the departments. AIS, one of the largest mobile operator in the country, is using both GitHub Copilot and Microsoft 365 Copilot to drive productivity. So these are examples of how this technology is rapidly diffusing right here in Thailand. And speaking about software development, the most exciting thing is to see what's happening with GitHub, right? GitHub is the home for all developers all around the world, including Thailand. It's great to see. We have now seen 24% year-over-year growth in Thailand in terms of software developers participating in various projects and repos on GitHub. And one of the things that we're very excited about is Copilot in GitHub, right? We launched this a few years ago. It's probably the first hit product of the LLM era, where it's driving, as I said, real outcomes of productivity growth. And yesterday we launched the next big breakthrough, GitHub Copilot Workspaces in technical preview. Now, this completely changes the paradigm. If the first idea was to create an AI pair programmer for every software engineer in the world, now we take it one more step, where you can take an issue that comes in, generate a plan, edit the plan, have the plan execute the changes across multiple files in your repo. You accept those changes and then do your pull request. So that entire software loop now can be much more automated and agentic. So this next generation of AI systems move from just being one-on-one copilots to being much more about copilots plus agents that drive productivity to another frontier. And to give you a flavor for what GitHub Copilot can do for software development and software development productivity, I wanted to invite up on stage Karan from the GitHub team. Karan, come on up.
Thanks, Satya. All right. Today, I'll show you what GitHub Copilot can do for you and how it can help you be more productive. I'll also give you a preview of GitHub Copilot Workspace. All right, let's get started. So I'm building this website here with TypeScript and GitHub Copilot, and I want to add a sign-up functionality to it. So first, let's add a sign-up button. I write a comment for it, and GitHub Copilot writes the code for me, working with me along the way. Next, I want to make sure my users are entering valid email addresses, and I need some help with that. I have a regular expression here, but it's very hard to read. With GitHub Copilot, it truly feels like I'm working with a pair programmer. I can ask it to help explain code that I'm unfamiliar with, even if it's something like a regular expression. I can even do this in Thai by asking it, what does this regex do? Fantastic! You can see how GitHub Copilot is picking up its cues on what language to answer in based on how I ask the question. GitHub Copilot Chat can also be invoked inline, so it can work with the code in place. To get to it, hit Control or Command-I. Now, I'm going to ask Copilot to help me write this entire sign-up page, asking for email, password, and password confirmation. But I'm again going to ask it in Thai. Amazing! You can see that Copilot didn't just understand what I want, but it's actually written the entire code for me. That's amazing. It looks good, so I'll accept that change. Now, But like me, GitHub Copilot doesn't just live in the editor. It's also with me on github.com. GitHub Copilot can now provide a description of the changes in a pull request. It doesn't just list the changes, but it also gives you useful, meaningful information of what the change does. And it also gives me deep links to the specific lines of code that has changed. And there it is. You can see that. And that's it. I've shown you how your multilingual pair programmer can help you be more productive. But there's more. Today, I'm excited to show you the technical preview of a new feature we are working on, GitHub Copilot Workspace, a Copilot native development environment that helps you jumpstart every task while working in natural language. Let's see it live in our demo. So far, we've written a sign-up page, but we also need a login page. We can start off right from an issue where our requirements are described and begin development with GitHub Copilot Workspace. Copilot derives context from your issue and your code base to generate a detailed specification along with proposed changes. It also generates a plan on how this specification can be implemented by referencing relevant files within the code base. Copilot also helps you implement these changes by making modifications to relevant files that you can see over here. Now, you can also make edits to the specification, to the plan, or the implementation to suit your needs. I'm going to go ahead and make one small edit over here based on something that I need. Now, Copilot Workspace also has a complete development environment running in Azure, complete with a terminal as well, which you can see right over here. You can also see a preview of your app that is running within your development environment by connecting directly to it and seeing what's running over there. So you can see that here, this is live, that our app is running in our development environment. So let's see what the login page that Copilot has written looks like. And there it is. We went from idea to code to software, all while working in natural language with the power of GitHub Copilot Workspace. Thank you. Back to you, Satya.
Thank you, Karan. Thank you so much, Karan. It's just always wonderful. Whenever I see those demos of GitHub and VS Code and code spaces, it warms my heart as a developer. Microsoft, if you think about it, in 1975, we were founded with the promise that if we create great developer tools, we can change the world. And the first product we built was the basic interpreter for the Altair. And here we are in 2024, celebrating GitHub Copilot and what software developers can do with these technologies. So it's really exciting to see these advances. Now, the second imperative I want to talk about is all about your AI applications. How do you go about using these type of tools to build your own AI? And to do that, we want to provide you with the best infrastructure. And it starts, in fact, right there in terms of laying out the AI infrastructure. And we're building out something called the Copilot Stack all the way. And the first thing that I want to really talk about is the infrastructure layer. Azure today has more regions than any other hyperscaler around the world, 60-plus regions, 300-plus data centers worldwide. And I'm really excited today to announce that a full Azure region is going to come to Thailand with TAZ. And what that means is not only do you now have the full capability of Azure in Thailand, but we have the best world-class AI infrastructure in Thailand. We will bring all of the silicon, whether it's NVIDIA, whether it's AMD, our own Maya chips right here, so that you can use it to build your own models, train your own models, and have inferencing, which is best in class, training, which is best in class. You'll also have the best selection of models. One of the things that we are making sure is not only do you have Azure OpenAI such that you have the best access to frontier models, but also all the open source models, right? Whether it's Mistral, whether it's Llama. In fact, one of the things that I'm very excited about is Microsoft really leading the small language model revolution. In fact, one of the fundamental ideas is that we can now, for parameter count to performance ratio, completely change what one can expect, both in terms of latency, cost, and performance with these SLMs. So I'm really excited about what 5 class models we are going to do. We just launched last week a 3 billion parameter model that really performs as well as things that are twice or thrice its size, and it's just wonderful to see that. So those are all going to be available to every developer here to be able to use, to train even in local language. And then, of course, we're not just talking about language models that are trained on human language, but we are also training models to learn the language of science. Whether it's chemistry, whether it's physics, whether it's biology, we now have a collection of models that I think are fundamentally transforming the arc of science. I think ultimately when we talk about GDP growth, what we do to the scientific process itself and speeding it up will probably have a profound impact. We see that. We produced, for example, using one of our material science models, a new material that we produced even end-to-end and proved out that we can reduce 70% of the lithium content in a new battery. You can imagine how important that will be for the energy transition. We are working with Giddy to discover new drugs for TB, which unfortunately, even though we have drugs today, the disease mutates, and so therefore you now need to speed up the drug discovery process. So we are really, whether it's drug discovery or new materials for batteries, I think these AI models can have a profound impact. Now, the other layer of the stack is data. Ultimately, AI exists only if data is really there in shape for us to be able to train on. And to that end, we are building out, whether it's our operational databases or our analytics databases, including even databases from others like Oracle or Snowflake and Databricks, all coming together as one unified data platform that is AI ready. And so we are very, very excited about the progress that we are making in this layer. And of course, ultimately, it all comes together with the best world-class tool chain, right? You saw what we're doing with GitHub and VS Code and code spaces, but it also complements what we're doing for low-code, no-code developers. Anybody with a domain expertise, Excel-like skills, will be able to fully participate in the digital transformation of their organization and their country. And so we are really bringing the best tool chain for people to be able to use all of this AI infrastructure and the data estate to build AI applications. And we're seeing lots of developers in the region take this advantage to build up AI skills. Right here in Thailand, we have 6,000 plus developers who have gone through the Odyssey program. I think many of them are here, so I want to congratulate them. It's wonderful to see the increasing rate with which people are getting their AI certifications, because that's, I think, at the end of the day, what is needed in order for anyone to be able to participate in this new economy. And we have many customers who are already using AI intensely. Right? This is about their customers who are creating their own AI applications. In fact, I this morning had a chance to see the folks from the National Health Organization. It's wonderful to see that they've built a bot that now any citizen, I believe 70 plus million people in Thailand have access to universal healthcare. Now they have the ability to use natural language to interface with all of the services that are available to them. And this is just completely democratizing how anybody in a remote region in Thailand can access these services. I had a chance to see folks from GC who built a pipeline inspection tool that is real-time, that's using AI to make sure that there's safety and preventive maintenance. I had a chance to meet with some of the developers from SBCX who are using, again, AI across the entire length and breadth of their organization. Saw the developers at Agoda using it. In fact, they were early adopters of everything in Azure AI, and built a tool that is being used for both productivity as well as software development right inside the organization. So fantastic, intense use of AI right here to drive productivity outcomes, and that's exciting to see. So the last imperative I want to talk about, though, is trust and safety and security. Ultimately, any technology and its adoption fundamentally rests on one fact, which is, can we all societally trust the technology? And so to that end, we are really focused on core security. We announced last November a Secure Future Initiative, which is all about shifting left in terms of security by design, by default, and ensuring that there's security operations with 6 pillars that underpin all of the Secure Future Initiative. This is the number one focus. As I like to say, security above all else is the real motto for Microsoft's engineering priority. And so we're going to be really making rapid progress on security. But beyond security of what we are doing to ensure the security of all of the cyber estates, we're also making these products and services available to everybody to secure their own digital estates everywhere. This means endpoints and identity protection, application protection, including compliance, all of it coming together in a very robust way. The other area, of course, is AI safety. We have taken first a set of promises that we deliver on it. Your data is your data. We don't train on your data. We want to secure all of your models that you create with the best security I just talked about. And, in fact, protect copyright as well as indemnify you on any of the copyright issues, right? So that you can confidently use AI going forward. We're also making sure that we have a principled approach to AI safety. We clearly don't want to wait for the unintended consequences to show up before we think about AI safety. So that's why we've had, since 2016, a principled approach to AI safety, which we now have translated into a set of engineering processes, as well as compliance and audit processes. And we are now taking all of that, making that part of Azure AI as a set of services and tools and methodology and practice that you can use as you build a powerful AI that you are deploying in your organization with your customers, with your partners. So to me, those are the 3 imperatives that I think any organization will have to sort of grapple with and execute on in order to take advantage of this unbelievable transformative time in technology. So I want to close where I started, with our mission. Our mission to empower every person and every organization in Thailand to achieve more, to thrive more in an age of AI. And to us, that means we want to make sure that the human capital of this country is equipped with the skills to be able to thrive going forward. And to that end, we announced that we are going to train 2.5 million people in the region to take advantage of AI and get themselves skilled in AI so that they can fully participate in the economy and transform the economy and society. And this morning, I had a chance to meet with 2 young women who really inspired me with what they have done by taking advantage of this opportunity. And I want to leave you with the video story of one of them. Thank you all so very much. Enjoy the rest of the event. Thank you.
สวัสดีค่ะหนูชื่อนางสาวจิดาภานิติวิรกุลค่ะก็หนูมีความสนใจทางด้านเกี่ยวกับคอมพิวเตอร์ค่ะก่อนหน้านี้หลังจากที่หนูเรียนจบหนูค่ะการหางานมันน่าจะค่อนข้างยาก
In this world, we have a very excited and passionate young population that is hungry for new opportunities, getting access to digital skills. The question here is, how do we give everyone the tools and tech to be their best version of themselves?
ตอนที่ทราบว่า Microsoft อะค่ะมีจัดแบบโครงการหรืออบรมที่ให้ความรู้ก็สนใจมากค่ะได้เรียนรู้เกี่ยวกับโปรแกรม Power BI Power App ค่ะแล้วก็ได้เริ่มรู้จักเกี่ยวกับ AI อะค่ะหรือว่ามีโค้ดตรงส่วนไหนที่เราสงสัยหรืออาจจะไม่เข้าใจเราก็สามารถที่จะก๊อปแล้วไปถามให้ AI อะค่ะช่วยอธิบายตรงนั้นก็ได้ค่ะหลังจากที่ได้จบในอบรมต่อมาค่ะหนูก็ได้งานทำจริงๆหนูก็ค่อนข้างที่จะมองภาพชัดเจนขึ้นแล้วก็รู้สึกมั่นใจในตัวเองมากขึ้น
We see AI changing jobs in a way that it's bringing what it means to be human to the front, to help empower every individual so they're ready for any challenge that comes ahead.
หนูก็รู้สึกดีใจแล้วก็ภูมิใจในตัวเองมากค่ะที่สามารถที่จะดูแลตัวเองได้แล้วหนูก็ยังสามารถที่จะคอยซัพพอร์ตและดูแลครอบครัวตามที่หนูฝันไว้ด้วยค่ะ